Thank you very much for inviting us to run a session on researcher well-being and give an international perspective, how researchers, stakeholders in other countries think about researcher well-being. As Brian said, I'm Gábor Kismihók. I'm leading the research group here in Hanover at TIB, which used to be a library, a university library, but now it's also the Leibniz Information Center for Science and Technology. And there we think a lot about how technology can help our life, help the life of the learners in general. And there we do quite a lot with doctoral education and how we should reform doctoral education with the help of information and communication technologies. So my talk, my 5 minutes, basically will be about that we need to empower researchers when it comes to their own development. Innovation should happen bottom up, and this type of education, doctoral education, especially when it comes to mental health, is an extremely personal issue. So that means researchers and institutions alike, we both have responsibility in that aspect, and we have to think how we, talk about these responsibilities, how we deal with these responsibilities. And my first thought is, which looks very simple, in order to improve the well-being of researchers in general, we have to start dialogue and we have to start networking, which, I mean, from the look of it, it looks like a very bold, simple statement. But if you think about it, it's actually very, very difficult thing to do. Imagine you're a researcher in your group where there is no culture of talking up, no culture of sharing thoughts about your well-being. How do you start talking about your problems, your struggles? It's not easy at all. So that's basically the reason why we started this network. We started ReMO to actually create a platform, an international platform, where we can talk about researcher well-being on at least three different levels. One on the researcher level, so how we can researchers speak up and talk about our struggles, share problems, share solutions, create a community which sort of holds together in good and bad times. But also, we want to discuss these issues on an institutional level. So how institutions can help researchers in this respect, how institutions can create those working conditions, those working and research environments where researchers can flourish and also feel appreciated. And last but not least, we also want to work on this on a policy level. So how policies on a national or a multinational level, like European level, can lay the bed of these institutional rules and regulations. So it's a very complex issue. We started ReMO last November. We are making progress. Of course, the pandemic is not easy to deal with, especially when it comes to the networking project. We haven't managed to pull the network members together in a single conference room yet. Hope once the pandemic is over, this will happen. But we, in the past year, we built up a very nice agenda. What we're going to publish soon as we call this as the Researcher Mental Health Manifesto. The publishing date will be 11th of October, so you are more than welcome to join that event where we are going to very concretely set out a working plan for our network and I believe for the wider community. And besides that, we also plan to gain some momentum and start institutional and policy level discussions how we can change the status quo. However, what I also want to stress now, and probably Martin and Stefan and Stefani will go more into the details, that there's already things which are happening, what we can or we should look at. And so in case you, as an individual researcher or your institution is looking for some sort of help or ideas how to deal with researcher mental health, I can show you a few examples we are busy with at the moment. And these examples are in the domain of learning and educating. So one way to help mental health issues is really to provide some sort of education, provide a platform to learn from each other. And one platform like this is what we call the Design Your Research Environment Hackathon. We organized the first round this June, and the next edition comes in January 10 to 14. And this is actually a very nice event where PhD students, doctoral candidates, doctoral researchers, but also supervisors are welcome to join, and together 1 week long think about what are the requirements of a personalized research environment, and how to put this into action, how to create this environment where researchers can thrive. Another example, I think Stefani will talk about, is mentoring, peer mentoring. A very nice example is the Referent project. We also started rolling out AI-based, so technology-based help for the researcher community. That's the OSCAR project, where we are developing a personalized online learning space where people can log in and learn in their own context towards problems and goals they have in their minds. This is done through a software, an AI-driven, open, community-based AI-driven learning platform, EDoor. I can just motivate you to go and try this out. Of course, I will share, if it hasn't been done yet, this presentation will be shared, so you will receive all the links, what you need. And last but not least, we also started addressing training with like really a bottom-up training organization. It's a non-profit foundation which actually tries to provide training content in this area, which helps researchers to sustain employment over their careers in the future, and also improve researcher well-being and emotional skills. So this was it in a nutshell. I'm quite sure we will discuss this more in details in the discussion and in the follow-up workshop. If you have any questions, you're welcome to address me anytime. Thank you very much.